This conference will now be recorded.
The new ones. It's time to swear.
We're just waiting for the coroner to come. He's a couple minutes behind. He's on his way.
So we're already in a holding pattern. Welcome to the Lawrence County Commission.
Turned it on.
Okay, thank you. We know we're recording. Okay, he was about 3 blocks away on coffee.
Well, sir, we could approve the agenda.
You can go ahead and do that if you want to, yeah.
Okay, is there any changes on our agenda, Bruce?
You have the most recent version, if you look down at 825, and there's an update regarding ordinance 2405. If you have that, then that's the most recent agenda, and there's no changes.
Okay.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the amended agenda. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now we'll wait.
I said the recording going in. Stand by.
What's that?
A little warmer this morning.
It'll be nice at the end of the week. Gonna be nice at the end of the week. Left my house.
You want to be
There's
alone?
the neighbor feeds the turkeys and the deer.
Judge, usually we have
he's
everybody
sitting
stand
on
by
his
the
front
flag.
step.
Perfect, we could do that.
You want me?
I need to get out of the way because we've already, the ones that got elected, they need to get sworn in, not the ones that already are elected.
That's right.
2 county commissioners, the treasurer, the coroner, and the state's attorney.
Yeah, we'll have.
So 5.
So I've been doing this long enough, I'm gonna make it easy so you don't have to memorize any of the lines. So we're gonna do, I will go through the entirety of it and ask you if you swear to it, and we'll be done. So. Good. Please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state of South Dakota against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you will take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or for the purposes of evasion, and that you will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of the office of Lawrence County State's Attorney's Office and other offices according to law and the best of your ability, so help you God. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Coroner, thank you. State's Attorney.
Billy video?
Always got to be one.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm available for pictures if you need those.
She did it.
All of them?
You want to take one?
You want to take a whole group one?
Individually?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you guys.
I'll take your papers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Judge has to sign it.
I will stand in the middle by the village idiot.
You want us all in there or just?
Just the newbies.
Should be like this. Like,
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
all right, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Now for
I'll
execution.
let you sign this.
You've seen that before. The best under the Well, last time was cold. This time I'm getting hot.
Need a pen, you want to-
And you can print or type my office in the bottom. Okay. Go.
Just put that on me.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Judge.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right, now the work begins.
Yeah.
See you guys. Good seeing you.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. The next item is to elect the chair and vice chair.
I move we have Bob Ewing be chairman again.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Vice chair.
I move we make Eric Jennings vice chair.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to make Commissioner Jennings the vice chair. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Do you want to change seats or you want to stay where you are?
We can change next time.
Fine. All right, we approved the agenda. Do we have any conflicts this morning?
Nope.
I have none.
Nope.
Okay, the day's young now. We need to adopt Robert's Rules of Order and Special Rule of Order.
So move.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, did you gentlemen get an opportunity to look the minutes over?
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
It's the regular meeting minutes and the Board of Adjustment minutes.
Did we?
We're good on both.
All right.
It's on the agenda as well.
The bills is the next item on the agenda, and I had my questions answered.
Move to approve the bills as presented. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of the bills. All those in favor, will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Brandy, do we have any personnel?
We do. Okay, start with the sheriff's office. I have two classification changes. Kaylor Benson going to a dispatcher 2, grade 3, base pay at $26.61, full-time permanent employee effective on 1/31 of 25. And Marshall Arud, going to a correction officer 2, grade 3, base pay at $26.61. He'll be a full-time permanent employee effective on 1/12 of 25.
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do you have a full staff now, Sheriff?
I do, sir.
Okay. Brenda?
Okay, emergency management. I have a classification change for Barb Baker, going to an emergency management as administrative assistant, grade 1, base pay at $28.78. This will be effective on 12/29 of 24. And then also cell phone per diems for Barb and Paul. Barb is going to, cell phone per diem is $75 per month, effective 12/29, and Paul is going to 104 per month, effective 12/29/24.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then information systems and technology, I have 2 cell phone per diems, one for Lucas Brist and one for Colton Rozelle for $75 per month, and those will be effective on November 1st of 2024.
Move to approve.
Okay, I'll second it. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye, motion carried.
You're opposed, Richard?
Yeah.
Anything further, Brenda?
Okay, equalization, I have a cell phone per diem for Nicole Geike. That'll be at $50 per month, effective on 12/29/24.
Move to approve.
There's some more planning and zoning also in there.
I'll second it. Further discussion? Did you have a question?
That's
Commissioner Jennings?
equalization.
Oh, that was
Yep,
equalization,
yep,
okay.
yep.
I'm with you. I'm caught up again though.
You're good.
All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, planning and zoning, I have 3 cell phone per diems. One for Jesse Lord, $50 per month, effective December 29th. And then Amy Miller, $50, effective December 29th, 24. And then Amber Vogt for $75 per month, effective December 29th.
Okay, what's your pleasure on it?
Do you think there should be that much difference, like 75 for one, 50 for the other two?
Yeah. So Richard, this is just bringing everybody to the 3 tiers of the cell phone per diem. So everybody will either be at 50, 75, or 104. And that way then everybody is at the same tier, and this is just getting everybody to the same. And these people already have it. They just have,
I know they do.
Jesse has hers at 45. This is just bringing everybody to the same. So it's,
Uniform.
uniformed across
And
the, yeah.
Right.
And the tiers are dependent on how much of that information they need their phone to do, correct?
It is, and there's a policy in place too. Commissioner Jennings was asking about that.
Okay.
The department head sort of determines, I think, that.
Move to approve.
Okay, I'll second it. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, that is all I had for personnel, Chairman.
Okay, do we have any travel requests?
I have none.
All right, auditor's account with the treasurer, please.
We have to do the assignment of work at a higher classification. That's part of the, there. It's to accept the following 2025 assignment of work at a higher classification. It's at the department head's discretion. An employee may be assigned to work at a higher classification. This is per the personnel manual. In the absence of a higher classification employee, and to be entitled to the base pay of the higher classification. Each department head will make the notation of such increase on the employee's time card. And this is just something Department of Legislative Audit asked me to have in the minutes. It's part of, that way when it's, the department head puts it on the time card, it's been approved that, yeah. It's not?
Yeah, it's after personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's written on there after personnel to include.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's in parentheses.
All right, all right, all right.
So you just need to read that or? do we
I just
to-
need a motion to accept the 2025 assignment of work at a higher classification if the department head so chooses to do that.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay,
Now the auditor's account?
yes, okay. Alrighty, this is as of December 31st, 2024. Total amount of deposits in the banks is $24,290,556.82. Included in that balance is our bank balance of $23,217,848.19. Money market, $1,072,708.63. Total amount of actual cash is $1,350. Total amount of checks and drafts in treasurer's possession not exceeding 3 days, $50,461.61. And cash in transit in treasurer's possession, $841.84. Petty cash, $2,725 for a total of $24,345,935.27.
Move to approve the auditor's account with the treasurer.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the auditor's account with the treasurer. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Resolution 2025-1, which is elected officials' compensation.
Yep, this is a resolution required to be presented at the first regular meeting of every year to set the compensation. I have the superintendents at $215, judges at $190, anybody election school at $20, and then extra help and post-election audit, $16.50.
It's just the same as last year.
Correct.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Resolution 2025-2, designation of polling places and precincts.
Okay, this is also required to set the precincts at the beginning of the year. Spearfish wards 1, 2, and 3 at the Senior Citizen Center, Lead Ward at the Sanford Lab Homestake Visitor Center, Deadwood here at the Administrative Annex, Nemo at the Nemo Church, Rural 1 here at the Administrative Annex, St. Ange at the St. Ange Community Hall, Whitewood at Whitewood City Hall, and Rural number 2 at Spearfish Park Pavilion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Resolution 2025-3, designation of depositories.
Okay, this is the places where Deb Tritle has checked this over and has said that these are all the depositories that she would like for the fiscal year of 2025. Wells Fargo and Spearfish, First Interstate Bank in Deadwood, First National Bank in Lead, Pioneer Bank in Spearfish, Black Youth Community Bank of Spearfish, Bank West of Spearfish as well.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of depositories. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
No, I'm not. I'm just looking again.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Resolution 2025-4, planning and zoning fee schedule.
Okay, this is the fee schedule presented and approved by planning and zoning. I think there was just the one change that adding that $20 for that signage. So just need this a motion to approve these fees for planning and zoning.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion?
I
Commissioner
would like to
Jennings.
correct the grammar on the fee description though. It says fee will include an administrative fees and public notice sign. We either need to scratch out the and or not have fees be plural.
I'm not sure where's that.
Is it right?
Yeah, on the comment, on the fee description. So mine is different. The one we got has red lettering on it.
Yeah, this is without the.
So these are proposed change. Are these just explanations or does this go on the document?
Those were to let you know what the changes are.
Just, okay,
They
so
added that.
okay, so I was afraid that would be adopted into policy. So I'm good then.
Okay, any further? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Says auditor.
Yeah, that's for you. That's it, yeah.
Okay. Resolution 2025-5, inmate incarceration fee schedule.
This is the fee set out for each individual line item, time server fees, work release fees, and REM fees, and then the patrol violators detention fees. They're all notated per day on the resolution. We just need a motion. These did not change, correct?
No, they did.
They did change, okay, they
Sure.
did change, yes, and
You're
Sheriff, is
comfortable
your
with the
vehicle
changes, Scott?
I am, sir.
Mr. Chairman, can I?
Yes.
I'm just gonna read them just to make sure we got them correct. So time server fee is $10 a day, but then there's a $112 per day fee charge for each inmate serving a sentence. $20 per day is for work release schedule, $112 charged each inmate serving a sentence as opposed to a criminal case. And then $15 a day for REM, except that there's a $6 fee for inmates enrolled in a post-secondary education program. And then $95 a day is the parole violator detention fee. That's the amount not to exceed set forth in statute, correct?
Did you say they changed from last year?
I think two of them did.
By a couple of dollars.
Couple of dollars. Okay, thanks.
Move to approve the fee schedule for the what is that?
Incarceration.
Inmates incarceration.
I'll second it. Any further discussion on it? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are at resolution 2025-6, indigent burial funeral rates.
No change. It's the same fee schedule that you adopted at this time last year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval.
Excuse me.
The motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Designate the legal newspaper. We only have one in the county, don't we?
That is correct. Black Hills Pioneer.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of designation of the Black Hills Pioneer for designated legal newspaper. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Appoint Board of Adjustment and designate the auditor's office as the office of the Board of Adjustment.
Move the county commission act as the board of adjustment, that the auditor's office is the office for the same.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Making the county commissioners the Board of Adjustment and the auditor's office the Board of Adjustment office. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, appoint Building Code Board of Resolution.
Is that also the county? Make a motion to appoint the county commission to act as the board of building code board of resolution.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approve the volunteer firefighter search and rescue members.
Should have a listing.
Yes, everybody should have received a list of the current volunteers for search and rescue and emergency management, and this is for insurance purposes. So they would be covered under work comp if something unforeseen would happen.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 2025 wages and scales and longevity pay is our next item.
You all received a copy of the pay scale along with everybody's current wage as of now, as of today, the longevity pay schedule. And so I would just need a motion to approve the longevity pay, wage scale, wages for salary personnel per pay period biweekly, and then for salary personnel, and then per hour for hourly personnel, unless otherwise stated. There's also board members that get paid X amount of dollar per meeting.
Commissioner Flanagan.
This was all stuff that we handled during budget. We're just
Yes.
memorializing it for
Yep.
2025.
Yes, correct.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, cell phone per diem.
So this here is the cell phone per diem for all of the county employees who have a cell phone stipend to reflect the ones that you just did, with the exception of Jesse Ketzler. I did not receive a form from him, so we'll have to, I'll have to move that back to, I believe it's $10 $0.83. I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to double check that, but that one will change back to what it is currently, and then we'll have to, at the next meeting, ratify that. So other than that, that's the only change on this sheet.
Everybody doesn't need a cell phone, do they?
I think, Richard, this list is the list that's been approved in the past and incorporated, I think, some of the changes that you've made already this morning. And so, yeah, that's up to you, obviously, but yeah, that's what this list is now. It seems very
Move to
confusing.
approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, designate sheriff's office positions.
Okay, this here is the, to reinstate the full-time positions in the sheriff's office for 25. Have 2 chief deputies, 2 lieutenants, 4 sergeants, 11 deputies, 3 office personnel, 1 nurse, 1 medical doctor, 1 physician's assistant, 1 case manager, 17 jailers, 1 E911 coordinator, and 8 dispatchers. And I just need a motion to reinstate those for 2025.
Move to reinstate.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, set mental illness board compensation.
Chairman, need to do the per diem.
Pardon?
The per diem.
Correctional.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sheriff's deputies and correctional officers per diem.
Yes, I just need a motion to approve the following 2025 sheriff's deputies and correction officers per diem. And this will be sheriff's deputy is 6 per day for a maximum of 5 days a week, and corrections officers is $1 per day physically worked. And that'll be effective December 29th. Sorry, I didn't get that updated on the sheet I gave you.
So most approved.
Pay period again.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, set mental illness board compensation.
Alrighty. This is here, the mental illness board gets paid a court-appointed attorney rate, which is $120 per case. This will be effective on December 29th, 24 for Honorable Francie E. Forel, Honorable Chad R. Callahan, Timothy R. Johns, Eric John Neese, and Timothy J. Bernard. That's not how you say it. I forgot.
We practically he's a state's attorney.
Is
so
he?
we can,
Is he? So,
yeah, so probably would excise him off the list.
okay, take him off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim Barnell, who's on the list, is now the state's attorney up in Butte County, so I don't think he can do anything.
Do we need another person or just leave it as it
I
is?
think it's good enough.
Okay.
Do you have the amount for that particular item?
$120 per
Okay.
case. I think it was you're gonna make me think, 115 is what I'm thinking, but I'm not 100% sure.
Motion approved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, observance of our holidays.
So in your packet was included the 12 holidays that are listed in our personnel manual. Just a motion to follow the list of holidays per Personnel Policy Resolution 2020-08 handbook.
I'll move we follow that item.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any,
I would offer an amendment, Mr. Chairman. It would seem that we are continually or consistently also recognizing state holidays, so I would include the state recognized holidays with this list versus doing it each time.
So in other words, if I may, Mr. Chairman, if Governor Nome, for example, will declare certain holidays, then those would automatically be incorporated onto the list, just to frame the issue.
right, which
In other words,
makes good sense because when they shut down, it kind of shuts us down too. You wanna redo your motion, Commissioner Sleeve? Because it's conflicting with the second at this time.
Yeah,
You agree with that?
no, I don't agree with it. I'll move to not accept it. I think
So I
so.
offered an amendment. I don't know that it's had a second. So it either die from a lack
I'll
of
second your amendment.
I was gonna second your motion. Then we just decide on individual basis. Juneteenth is one that's not on here that she has
Yeah.
done the last couple of years.
It is one of theirs. They haven't, sorry, Chairman.
Well,
It is,
no,
it is their state holiday. It's part of their package.
I'm just struggling with calling for a vote when we've got a conflicting motion as well as an amended second. All
Well,
those in
it's
favor
not
of
we just need to vote on the amendment first and then the motion.
all right, all those in favor of the amendment, will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
So
The
just
amendment
one
passed,
council forum.
so are we?
So now the motion would be that we're recognizing the listed holidays along with the state recognized holidays as they come about.
I voted against, the last one.
Well, I
I voted
gotta-
against this one
I'll
too.
second the motion, then we can have discussion. Go ahead, sir.
Well, there's
No,
no,
already had a
there's
second.
no motion. You've got a motion. You just vote on the original motion that included the amendment. Now,
We're voting on the amended motion.
I just was gonna say that sometimes the county, has to remain open, if it's a
Want the amendment being the
regular date
original
of the
motion.
week and that, for business
They
there.
don't have to vote on it.
I already have,
Okay.
enough
Okay.
days
They can
set
either
aside for non-business days that
Yeah, that's okay.
we covered.
Further comments or discussion? All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'm still somewhat confused on how that
I am
went.
too, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. So the amendment was to include the state holidays. It was made motion by Jennings, second by Tisdale, voted 4-1. So then
And we passed the amendment,
amendment.
and then we just voted on the amended motion.
Okay, so I missed that part of it. Who made the motion for that? Same,
Well, it was the original motion.
Original
Okay.
motion
Okay.
just got amended.
Just time for a vote then.
okay, so that, it was at 4-1 again?
4-1 to vote.
Okay, all right.
Bruce, is this old list of mine the same as the
Should be
new
the
list?
good ones, yeah. I
Well,
didn't
this
change-
is the one I had in the back of the book.
Does it say final on there? In the watermark? Yeah, I think it's a
Okay, we are down to board committee appointments. The first one on our list is the Ag Committee is not active. It's just at this time is it the desire of the board to leave that one alone? Okay, do we need to take action?
No.
Okay, the Natural Resource Committee, my personal opinion on this one is it's way too large. I think we should possibly, and I can't make any motions, but I think it would be more effective if it was a smaller committee.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that on the Natural Resources Committee, we appoint Bill Coburn, John Frederickson, Paul Pearson, Mitch Iverson, Carl Jensen, Eric Jennings, and Richard Sleep as commissioners.
Second.
I've got these here, but
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Wildlife and Recreation is also not active. Is everyone okay with that? Seeing nothing, I would assume so. Fair Board, my understanding is that the current board members want to stay in place.
Mr. Chairman, yes, you did have a letter from Mr. John Dale to be included in there as well, so there's 3 applicants for 2 spots.
What's the board's desire on the Fair Board?
I move that the Fair Board remain as it is.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, which would be Commissioner Sleep as the commissioner. Bob Ewing as alternate, Ida Me Snortland, and Brandy Babruska were the ones that the terms were expired, and that's who we have before us to appoint. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Lawrence County Housing.
The applicant Barbara May is interested. Replace Jackie.
Okay. Mr. Flanagan, do you have a desire to stay on
I
there?
would certainly stay on
Okay.
unless someone else wanted to take that spot.
And then what's the name, Bruce? That,
Barbara
Barbara
May.
May.
Okay.
So I'll move that I and Barb Dene be appointed to Lawrence County Housing.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Insurance Committee. Mr. Jennings, you're on that. Do you have a desire to remain there?
I could, or if Commissioner Tisdale wanted to some experience on that, learn that, what that is, I would certainly yield my position.
It's very exciting.
What do you call that railroad? I'll accept.
Okay,
So moved.
wait. I guess that completes that one, right?
Who was the
All right,
second?
all those in favor of the motion
Who
will
was
say
the
aye.
second?
I was.
Thank you.
To the other, like the auditor's office and the John's office, all have the same,
Yep.
insurance,
Yep.
plan too, so
That
that
were John and,
doesn't include that in here. Okay, thank you.
I'll call it again. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Invasive species.
By district, you have an applicant, the incumbent for each district.
And as far as I know, everyone has a desire to stay on.
Yes.
I will continue on unless someone else has a desire to be on there.
I make
If
a
you don't
motion.
wanna be, I'll be on there, but if you do, that's fine.
You're the alternate.
Yeah.
Commissioner Flanagan?
I'll make the motion to reappoint Gary Bennett, John Haig, Commissioner Ewing as the primary and Commissioner Sleep as the alternate to the invasive species.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mental illness, 3-year term. Jackie Pearson is no longer available for that, am I correct?
Correct.
So do we have someone that has,
No. In the past, Paul had volunteered.
So moved.
Bruce has volunteered Paul.
I do have somebody in mind, Mr. Chair, that I've not been able to reach. So I don't know if we have to do that today, but I do have it.
We can leave it open.
all right, we'll deal with that at possibly the next meeting then. The Mountain Pine Beetle Committee is not active. Planning and zoning. The two commissioners that are on there, Commissioner Jennings, Commissioner Tisdale are expired.
The terms are expired.
Commissioner Sleep is alternate.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's just our terms that expired.
They haven't expired.
Oh,
Let's have a heck of a day.
But there are no members because I think of Commissioner Tisdale coming on, his position would have been open otherwise.
what's your desire?
I just soon either have more or less responsibility there. I didn't go to a single meeting or wasn't forced to, although some of the members didn't go themselves, so I should have gone, but they didn't let me know about it.
So you don't wanna be the alternate, is that?
Well, we got, with Commissioner Tisdale on there, they just moved him into that position. I thought that, position was open to individuals in the whole county, not the commissioners. So we have 2 commissioners on there and 1 alternate, and that's, I guess I don't think it should be that way.
Okay. I guess I'll voice my opinion. I've been on that board in the past and I'm okay with having 2 commissioners. It's probably one of our most important boards. And that's my take on it.
Well, Commissioner Tisdale was on there for 26 years, is that right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay. What's the board's desire?
And that's a certain number of people that need to be on that board, correct? So if we,
There is, yeah, and I think our bylaws say you need to have at least one commissioner, but it doesn't say you can't, you can have at least two, or more.
well, I guess, I think it's valuable to have two commissioners on there, just from the standpoint of when we get to the county commission meetings, that two of us can remember what happened better than one of us, so.
The message gets carried forward better with the two, yes.
You still both want to be on the board?
Yeah.
So moved.
What's your motion, sir?
To appoint Derek Jennings and Rick Tisdale to the planning and zoning board.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So no alternate?
Correct.
Okay.
I can be on there again, yeah.
Huh?
I'll be on there again if nobody wants to be. I just
You'll-
didn't need
You'll
one.
be the alternate?
Yeah, we didn't need one last year.
We need to redo the motion.
Do I need to add that?
Motion to add Richard Sleep as the alternate on planning and zoning.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Public defender. Jackie's gone on that one as well. Do we have,
Yeah, Valerie Miners, Mr. Chairman, is expressed her interest, and there's a letter included in your packet. And Brad Gordon would be an incumbent, and he's interested as well. Of course, then we need two county commissioners as well.
all right, Commissioner Flanagan and Commissioner Jennings, you both have a desire to stay on there.
Unless somebody else wants on.
There again, I think it might be valuable for Commissioner Tisdale to be on that, gain some experience on that board as well.
Well, I would certainly serve there as well.
Otherwise, I sure can. It's an easy deal.
I will serve.
Okay, I can as well. It's up to you gentlemen what you want to do.
I move that Rick Tisdale and Bob Ewing be on the public defender board.
Second.
Oh,
do
and
we-
Brad Gordon
Yep.
and Valerie Miners, I apologize.
All right. Okay, yeah. We have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. The revolving loan fund. Mr. Flanagan and Tisdale are on there. Did these other three individuals,
They've agreed to continue.
they've agreed to continue? Commissioner Flanagan and Commissioner Tisdale, are you both okay with the remaining on that?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Motion.
I'll move to appoint Commissioner Flanagan, Tisdale, Mr. Rosenboom, Whitlock, and Holden to the Lawrence County Revolving Loan Fund.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Oh. The rest of these are
Outside.
Hmm?
Outside.
Black Hills Council, currently at Sleepy Flanagan.
I would be interested in that if Mr. Sleep would like off that.
I'll stay on there but Mr. Jennings needs the experience. That's fine with me.
You'll be the alternate, Richard.
Yeah, I'll be on it.
Okay. I move that Jennings be the primary and Sleep be the alternate for the Black Hills Council.
All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who was
Motion carried.
who was the second? And who was it?
Lawrence County Emergency Management, LEPC. I'm the one that's on there.
And you're still, the chairman is, so make a motion, Bob Ewing stay as the LPC.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. GSE Board, currently it's myself and the sheriff.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye. Get ready, Rick. I think he's gonna try for you again. Library Board.
Mr. Chair, I think I've learned as much as I can learn on the library.
Do you ever work with all these words?
Do we have a volunteer?
It has been very interesting. I've
I've
enjoyed the
served
time that I
my
spent on it.
time
I've learned a lot about the
for quite a
library.
few years.
I'll do my time.
You'll
Motion to approve Tisdale.
Second.
Okay, we have motion is second to appoint Commissioner Tisdale to the library board. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
I
Opposed? Motion carried. Economic development, currently it's Flanagan and Jennings.
motion to approve Flanagan and Jennings on the Spearfish Economic Development Board.
I would be interested in being the primary on that.
That'd be fine.
Oh,
So Jennings and Flanagan,
yes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of Jennings as the primary and Flanagan as the alternate. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Deadwood Economic Development, currently it is Mr. Jennings.
Motion to approve that Eric Jennings remains on there.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for
We're
approval.
getting pretty quick on that
All those
deal.
in
Yes,
favor
I
of the motion
was.
will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. CompTAT, the Spearfish Comp Plan Task Force, currently it's Commissioner Sleep.
I'm not sure if they're still meeting or not, but I didn't know.
And I was at every meeting and we're not. It's close
They
to being
just,
done.
just
So-
meet once in a while.
Do we need it?
I would defer.
You want to leave it in place and remain on there, Commissioner Sleep?
I do, it's
Okay.
an important meeting and that,
Okay.
they don't have much turnout, but it is an important meeting. Every organization that uses the Forest Service is supposed to be on there.
Okay. We need a motion.
I move to appoint Commissioner Sleep to the Comprehensive Planning Task Force for Spearfish. Please till it fulfills its usefulness.
Second. Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, next one won't be necessary if you approve the master transportation plan in a little bit. Might want to wait on that one.
All right, we'll wait on that one. Hazardous Mitigation Planning Team, currently that's Mr. Tisdale. Or would you like Commissioner Jennings to get away with it?
I think I'm okay on it. We haven't met. I'm not like
You
Mr.
need a
Jennings.
motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to keep Commissioner Tisdale on Hazardous Mitigation Planning Team. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Forest multiple use, currently it's Commissioner Sleep and Commissioner Tisdale as an alternate.
I think we already did that, didn't we?
No,
No, I'll move to.
If someone wants off, I'll serve on that.
you certainly may be the alternate on that.
Pardon?
You certainly may be the alternate on that. I don't know if Richard wants to serve
I
on it
can, that's fine.
or where do
It's
you let Bob?
interesting to me.
Okay, so.
Richard and Bob?
Richard and Bob.
Richard is the primary.
The motion.
So moved. Or seconded.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to place Commissioner Sleep as the primary and Bob Ewing as the alternate on the forest multiple use. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. State Division of Forestry contact person, I think that has to be.
Make a motion to reappoint the chairman and emergency manager.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Western Community Action, item A, Snortland.
Item A, you still want to do it?
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of item A. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Hazardous Materials Coordinator is our emergency manager.
Board of Governors.
Move to reappoint Paul Thompson.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I believe that completes our board appointments. We've got a couple of them that we'll address at possibly at the next meeting.
Paint is dry.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break before we start with you, Commissioner, or Sheriff.
Paint drying portion of the first meeting.
Yep.
Did I screw up enough to give you anything to write about?
Not yet. Still got hopes up.
Lots of stuff happened. None of it was interesting.
Oh, goodness.
Switch up my tactics more next year.
Yeah. I'll be ready for you. It'll be interesting. My wife's cousin's daughter works for Amber, and we do not agree politically whatsoever. To the point she doesn't even like talking to me. So.
Oh, yeah, Steph.
Mhm.
Took me a second. I don't know if she goes to those meetings.
I doubt it. My wife will go in shock at me walking into the library.
Yeah. It's interesting there. Good people on there.
Oh, I
I
imagine.
was
Yes.
on there a couple of years.
I'm sure it will be interesting. YC is learning something new.
I'll have near enough for you to talk about on here.
Not too much. I'll try to keep it real short.
Yeah.
Hi, Brenda.
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Awesome. Do I need to be shaked up?
Huh?
Just give me a shaking up.
Yeah. Alright, Commissioner Jennings returns, we will resume. Sheriff, all ready?
I'm ready.
Looks happy today.
It's a good day.
Always a good day. Something always good about today.
Eric forgot he was supposed to come in.
See him running out the door.
Well, I didn't see him running.
I did. It's pretty fast. I was afraid he's gonna get put on another board.
He's vice chairman, he's not either.
You're a handful of having food, like Lloyd, so.
Hunter and his order.
Hunter is like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call the meeting back to order. Sheriff Dean, welcome, and you have the floor, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen and Madam Auditor. By way of a Public Safety and Services Center update this week, if not today, testing should begin of all of our locking mechanisms. And that is a process which kind of signals a time in the construction where things are very nearly completed. This process alone is estimated to take about 5 weeks.
Wow.
Additionally, tomorrow night, we have created a list to take county employees plus one on a tour of the facility. So we're still.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night,
What time?
5:30.
5:30.
So
Can a person still get on the list?
certainly.
Because he gets his teeth out.
I'm
Were you going to
excited.
volunteer Commissioner Tisdale to go?
No,
or-
no. Myself and my wife.
But I am interested in going.
I can't wait.
the just visiting part, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
been there
exactly.
otherwise, but
Oh, absolutely.
5:30 tomorrow.
go directly up there.
So,
Exciting.
and that's what I have for you.
No other issues or problems whatsoever?
No other issues or problems.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome.
Have you got many people in the jail here?
Our numbers are, sorry?
Convicts.
Our numbers are a little low, which is quite normal for this time of year. People have finished out their sentence serving for 2024, and we're making new lists for those to come and serve. So,
All right, thank you, sir.
you're welcome.
Oh, we can, we're way behind. We can go with yours, Brenda.
Chairman, if I may.
Yes, sir. Bruce.
Mr. Chairman, we put this matter on the agenda, and I'll defer to Brenda in a second, but she issued her opinion on Friday, which is the 3rd, wasn't it? Regarding the referendum petitions. And so she issued a letter in that regard as well.
Okay.
We presented it to you today officially, so you're aware of that. And any further action you might want to take.
Do you have any response to the letter?
No.
No.
Okay.
Do we need to take any action?
Well, I think we should,
You could acknowledge that, and to the extent that you have the authority to approve or deny the referendum, that you do that as well.
Do we do that?
It's a belt and suspenders. You don't have to.
You think we ought to have a motion to that effect? Is that what you're saying?
If it's your inclination, yeah. That you agree, and that to the extent that you have any authority to put it on the ballot, that you decline to do that.
well, I totally agree with what's been said here. And to back our auditor, I certainly can't make a motion, but I personally fully support our auditor's decision.
I'll make a motion that we approve the auditor's letters.
Richard, may I?
Yes.
As part of your motion, Richard, do you agree that there's no authority to certify the measure for placement on the ballot?
I do.
That would be reflected in the motion. There's a second.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Mr. Bay. I'm sorry we're running late, sir.
Oh, that's all right. I don't have any items as far as permits or anything like that. The only thing that I have, a couple things I have, I guess, is number one would be our master transportation plan that we spoke about last meeting. And we decided to put it off so you had a little more time to review that, so.
I actually looked it over here last night.
Again, I would like to make sure that everybody's aware there are things in there. None of the things in this master transportation plan are set in stone that have to be accomplished at a certain time or at all. A lot of these items that are in this plan, I do believe in the course of time would probably fall out of our jurisdiction and more into city's jurisdiction as time goes on. It just depends on how far in the future you look.
Okay.
But I would recommend, the approval of this plan just for the fact that if we are gonna proceed forward with any of these projects and try to get any kind of funding in the future, this would be the first step in making that happen. It has to be in some sort of a plan or an engineered type of situation. So for that reason, I would recommend that we do accept or acknowledge this, the master transportation plan as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Further discussion, Commissioner Slate.
Yeah, I think that we ought to have a plan with the city, not the state. And that I don't think it's appropriate plan with the state at all, but it could be the same kind of plan with the city. And we've tried to get along for years, deciding which roads the city and the county have to take care of and that, and we're still arguing about it. But I think that needs to be the plan rather than mess with the state.
Well, I would agree with you to the point that it is relevant to the city of Spearfish. This is a county-wide plan. This plan encompasses the whole county, so anything that we present to the state that happens down on the Nemo Road is gonna be relevant to the city of Spearfish. So again, I would recommend that the plan as presented, countywide, is accepted.
Okay, Bruce?
And Richard, I don't think there's anything that would prohibit a separate agreement with the city of Spearfish. We're not currently working on that, but I think you can have two, side-by-side agreements.
Okay, that's something we can possibly look at in the future. Commissioner Jennings?
So I'm in agreement that we should approve the plan. I just had a couple other questions I didn't want
Go
to
ahead.
lose track of. Traffic impact studies was one of the things that was talked about in the plan. Do we have policy or do we do that for developers that are the recommended in the plan was for if there's over 100 vehicles per day, that the developer do a traffic impact study to address the impact of the roads and transportation to that.
Commissioner Flanagan?
When the city of Spearfish did that top shelf subdivision, we made them do a traffic count and then we made them put turning lanes in.
Okay.
There was also some discussion at the Miller Ranch property that there'd be some stuff looked at there, and they ended up putting the right hand turn off to get into that deal there. So in some instances we have
So that
something
does
along
happen.
those lines. I don't think in a lot of areas we have anything that's formal,
Not that I'm aware of.
but those were the high impact developments that affected county roads, or what were county jurisdiction at the time, at least, or understood to be. So
Okay, further discussion?
Then just a question for Mr. Bay, Forest Service road agreement, are we progressing on that?
We are. That's gonna probably roll over into our second topic today, but
Okay, we can sure address it then.
Bruce and I met with the Forest Service a few weeks ago. They have a tentative schedule.
Take care of our motion here.
Okay.
Before we, all those in favor of the motion before us will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, go ahead, John.
Well, that would bring us to the next topic that I have today. It was brought up at the last meeting, that the maintenance level of roads that we've considered in the past. I guess that's where the Forest Service, our meeting with the Forest Service and the roads that are on their Schedule A that they have proposed. And I have a list of those roads here. But this also kind of crosses over into some of the roads that we have all talked about reducing the maintenance on. Now, I know you guys have also on your mind of removing roads in general off of the county system. I believe that's a lot more in-depth trying to remove a road off the county system, and especially a list of 34 roads. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get the state to remove 34 roads off of the county highway system at one time.
But we can certainly.
We can certainly tailor our maintenance level. And that would be my question to you guys is, of these roads, what criteria would you like to set? And we don't have to make that decision right now. We could think about that. I'd like your input on what maintenance level you would like to set. We have a current snowplow, what our snow removal policy is. We also have the list of roads that the Forest Service takes ownership of, that they would like us to have an agreement to plow snow on those roads. So those could be a very easy avenue for us to maybe we would not plow snow on those roads. We would sign the agreement and those could be removed fairly easily. I guess what my question to you is what we're gonna use for a criteria to set for the maintenance level.
And if you could provide us with a fresh copy of your document, and then Bruce, if we could put it on the agenda for the next meeting for a discussion to get started on this. Yep. Everyone all right with that?
So, yeah, I am. I think what John's asking is just what, he's trying to figure out which roads to put on there. And so, I know when he talks about criteria on what to look at, it's my opinion that I am opposed to the county plowing roads and doing maintenance on roads that are, on Forest Service roads that are essentially driveways into homeowners.
Right.
And so that's what I would look for criteria to start with here. Are those dead end roads that are essentially driveways that the homeowners are the only ones.
Go to one person. I agree. Is that nothing little to get you started?
It will get me started, and I will provide you with what I have here.
Okay.
I mean, this goes back all the way to 2014 when this all started anyway. So, the criteria that we had in place at that time, I will make sure that you guys have. I'll get it to you. I could have it to you by the end of the day. I can give it to you very quickly so you have time to digest it before the next meeting, and then we can talk about it more.
Thank you.
Other than that, I know this was brought to me and to the auditor, and I believe it was sent to you guys as well. And I know me and Bruce talked about it, and that was rural access. The state is asking for input on the rural access infrastructure fund. And they're trying to go forward with this. They've got to make a decision whether to continue the program or to not. I don't know if you guys read into it or not, or have any insight on it. I replied for myself and the auditor. But if you guys had any other input you would like relayed to the state, I would certainly do that as well.
It's a survey.
It is a survey. It's all it is to make a decision on whether you're going to go forward with the RAFE program or just dissolve it.
Mr. Chairman,
Bruce.
is it true, John, that as it's constructed now, it's hard for the county to take advantage of any of the funds? So unless the legislation gets changed, there's really not a lot of applicability for the county?
For our county, correct. Our county kind of falls between the cracks because of the lack of townships and the lack of secondary roads with small structures. This program can only be utilized by townships and county secondary roads for small structure replacement or rehabilitation. We just don't have a lot. We don't get a lot of money as compared to a lot of other counties, but we do have a fair amount of money that would go a long ways in replacing or repairing a structure if we had one.
Well, we just
So-
have one township in our county, St. Ange.
Correct, and we take care of those roads.
Yeah.
Most of the roads that are in that township are also county secondary roads, so it falls into our wheelhouse of us taking care of it. Our real problem is, I have identified 2 projects that we could use this funding for. I just don't want to spend the money for the sake of spending money. That just counterproductive. I have relayed my sentiment as far as if we could use these funds for a county primary road, there's a lot of places we could use the funding. That just is not in the current law to let us do that. So we'll see how it goes. But again, if you had any input on it, I would certainly relay that to the state.
I have none. Okay,
Okay, well, that's all I got.
all right, thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
Can we take a break while we transition?
We'll take a couple-minute break here, and we'll get to the next items here.
I'm gonna beat the recording while we transition.
You want all these? Or do you wanna sign them
I'll
later?
do that first. Okay, when you're ready, Amber, I'll be back on Brenda. Is this first one,
I think he's got it ready. You ready for them? You have it? No?
No additional input today.
No.
Yeah.
Let's get John to do it.
Don't have-
Yeah, I'll do it. Want me to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mess up.
Yeah, mine's even pretty short. I'm just gonna ask you to approve what they're recommending, or what you guys recommended, so.
I am done with it, I can tell you that much. I wish.
Last meeting, we had the president of the school come and say, this is against some
Oh,
covenants.
whatever he gave me.
I said, change your covenants, because anytime we go from 3 to 2 lots, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so I was gonna say that. I'm trying to figure, I read the minutes and I'm going. I'm too-
Thank you. All right, so this first one is for Diane Rath and Julie Pacoda. This is a lot line change. Currently, there's 3 lots there, and they're combining them into 2. There is some concerns from Spearfish Canyon Homeowners Association. They were at the last meeting, they were online, and just said that they felt that it was against the covenants. We don't really look at covenants, and in this sense, we would consider it an exempt plat because it's combining 3 lots into 2 lots, not adding a not lot. They were considering it subdivision. It's not subdivision because they're not
Consolidation.
subdividing it. So the board did approve both the preliminary and the final plat based on that.
Make a motion to declare this plat exempt since the consolidation.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion to declare exempt, will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve.
That's the
preliminary
shortest
final.
meeting I've ever had with you guys.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of preliminary and the final.
Yes.
Okay, for the motion, will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's
Thank
nice
you.
dealing with you, sir.
Thank you.
Goodbye. All right, the next one is Four Bears in the Hills. This is Apple Springs, lots 4A, 6A, 8A, 9A of block 15. They're reconfiguring all the lot lines. That's about the best way I can explain it. This was based off of, originally they were gonna ask for a variance, but all the landowner situation, they kind of got it figured out. They just had to move some lot lines around to make the structure fit where they wanted it to fit without doing a variance. So
Fire plan's been completed.
fire plan has already been completed. It does not need to be an exempt plat. There is a fire plan on file for this.
Motion to approve the final.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of the final plat. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Um,
David Winter one?
Yep. David Winter, it's lot 5A of tract A2. This is, I cannot tell you how many times this plat has been platted, but a lot. This is the one where you guys approved the CAP for the church, if you remember. This is the actual lot that church building is gonna sit on. And so they're just platting it now. But you guys have seen this because they did provide a site plan that showed, how it was all gonna be configured on there. So this is just the actual plat to go with it.
Is the fire plant all done up there? I mean, there's nothing under
On
there. It's
this
bare, but-
particular part it is, yeah, because it's just maintenance.
So we don't need any, so.
You don't necessarily need it, you can, but no, they did do it's right here, the fire mitigation letter for completion, so they did complete it. So yeah, I don't have it as an exempt plat.
It's a meadow.
Need to approve the final and the preliminary.
Preliminary and final,
and
yes.
final. Okay, I'll do that.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and second for approval of the preliminary as well as the final. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, and this one is just a preliminary, I don't know if this got changed before your thing, but they pulled the final.
This, they said that the meeting is muted or it won't unmute. Somebody called and said,
I put it back on.
Okay.
It's on.
all right, okay,
Yeah, we muted during the break.
okay, all right.
Yes, it looks like it's on. Okay.
So we're okay.
Where did it go, Bruce? Did it again. It's just there.
Technical difficulties. Not
Mr.
my fault for change.
Nope, not your fault.
Mr. Gale said he would like to appear during items from the public, and Mr. Williams, Brad Williams, will not be appearing today.
Okay.
We're still in time why, so.
All right. We'll allow that opportunity when we get to the end.
We were on Soup Store. Okay, so this one is a preliminary plat. This is the one, they did come in for a replat, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, probably. And at that time, it was determined that there was 2 structures on their parcel. And so the neighbor and him are trying to do a lot line reconfiguration. They purchased a portion of the neighbor's property. They were gonna move the lot line, but then as part of that, we felt that it was better to go ahead and subdivide it, so this way the littler cabin that they have that sits on this one will be attached to tract 3, and then their house will sit on tract 1. They did not want to get rid of the little tiny house that they have up there because the daughter does come back every once in a while, and this way it would be set up that both daughters could get one lot, and then Julie still owns this one over here. There's enough acreage to subdivide it, so that's what they decided to do instead of dealing with the secondary structure. And they are working on a fire plan, so we got a fire plan submitted, but they aren't quite done with the work yet, so they're
So
just
we
doing a
We can
preliminary.
approve the preliminary and then.
Yep,
Yeah,
just a
just
preliminary right now, because they didn't quite get all the work done before the snow hit.
Okay. What was recommendation planning zone?
It was recommended approval.
Motion to follow recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to follow planning and zoning's recommendation of approval for the preliminary. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, and then this, yep, this one is tracks 2, 3, and 4. We did see this once, and then they ended up pulling it, and I think Randy Dybert is online too, there, if he needs to add anything. Basically, they just ended up wanting to create another lot.
That's
It's
right.
kind of a mess, not really a mess, but it's just hard to see it on here. So you have one cabin sits up here on tract 1. It's going to be on 21 acres. And then there's another smaller cabin that sits right down here on Nahut Road. That one is going to be 2 acres, and that cabin will get pulled off onto its own. And then there's a parcel right in here that's getting created, which is going to be tract 4 at 5 acres, and it runs parallel with the Mickelson Trail. And then the remainder, which is 124 acres, will be one big tract, and then they would like to be able to build another cabin on that big one.
Back in the day.
Who's?
Johnson had 160 up there for a long time.
No,
This isn't
but
off of Goudat.
It isn't?
I sold the
Just
Miller.
across it.
Oh, okay.
It's on the
Yeah,
other
it's
side.
North Rochford Road, off
Okay.
of North Rochford Road.
Yeah,
So ultimately, all the lots meet the requirements because you have a 21 acre parcel, 124 acres, give or take, and then a 2 acre for one of the cabins, and then a 5 acre. It kind of cleaned up, so each parcel or each lot will have a cabin on it in the end.
What is going on with the messy lots to the east? H1 lot, a part of track 2 thing, and then another little sliver up above that.
The H1, yeah, those are highway lots that are pre-existing. They're not platting them on this. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
This one up here.
There's a little sliver there. There's that big long 2 pieces
Yep,
right there.
those are all H
That
lots
little
that
weird
already
one there.
exist. And then that
Why did they show up
little,
on the preliminary then?
they're just showing you that they're in between. So the part of track 2, that 0.37 acres is gonna be part of track 2. So it's part of the 124. You're looking at this one right up here.
Well, there's 2 there.
This one?
There's technically, and then there's one south of that, there's all kinds of little weird triangles in that picture.
Well, this is H lot, it comes all the way down.
Okay.
This is an H lot, comes all the way down, but it's already platted. They're showing you that they're existing.
Okay, why is that in the preliminary plat then? The same.
Because they're
with the rest of
showing
them
you
are.
that it's existing parcel. That's pretty normal. They're just telling you where to find it because this piece.
No, I get
It's
what you're
not.
telling me. Do they own this? These other slivers that they're showing on here as being platted lots?
The H lots?
Yeah.
The
I mean,
H lots
yes,
they
you
don't
show
own.
other stuff, but normally it's not in the same font as the rest of it, so you can tell that it's not part of the plat. I just understand why that's there.
Commissioner Divert, are you still on, or Senator Divert, are you online?
He was earlier.
Evidently not.
He's on there.
Looks like there could be a better way of doing things there.
It's
He's got
that's
his-
up to you guys.
He's got his mic unmuted.
Well, I was just gonna give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
to maybe-
So what's the harm for showing it?
It just looks like it's part of the plat. And it's not called out in which it's preliminary plats, that's more of a technical thing, but I just don't understand why there's a whole bunch of what look to be regular plats on here. I mean, he's even got blow up,
I
the
see
inset of this, and if it doesn't affect the actual platted part, why is it there?
Because you have a portion of track 2 which is being platted. That's this inset right up here. So this one here is showing you a portion of track 2 is being platted. It
Okay,
is being platted because it's a part of track 2. So he's just showing you that little tiny sliver is going to be part of it. And here's track 2. And then it's the
and then
North
the upper
Rochford
part is that
Road.
same thing too?
Yep,
It's
is
not
the
brand
North
spot.
Rochford Road. This one is just showing you the structures.
Yeah.
So you can see the structures. This one here is showing North Rochford Road because it was never, you know how you guys have done that before where it wasn't platted per se. So
It
he's
just
showing you
exists.
the plat where the H lot was, that it is existing, and then you have North Rochford Road. He's just showing you detail of where it sits because it's North Rochford Road.
Being transparent.
I think this is a Ponderosa, this is a Warren plat. It's not a brand plat.
Oh, that one's not? Yeah, it could be.
So,
Is your opinion it could be divided in a little more reasonable way?
I understand what's going on now.
It's not being divided, they're just
They're
showing you
talking
where it
about these little
exists.
slivers that are highway
And
lots.
you've got North
Okay.
Rochford
Yeah.
Road runs
It's
right
like
through
they
it.
cut across or something and make a bigger lot.
Further discussion or action?
But it's highway. Same age.
Do you see where North Rochford runs on there,
Yes,
Brandon?
does he have no build on that part of track 2 lying on that side of the Rochford Road?
Mm-mm.
I would make a motion to approve his preliminary with that wording being on the final, that part of track 2 lying on the west side or the east side of the Rochford Road is designated no build.
It's about 0.370 acres.
Yeah, 0.37.
Well, pardon me, I didn't hear what you said last. You don't.
I made a motion, but I wanted to have it on the final that this little sliver here is
Yeah.
designated as no build because it's
Oh,
on the
no
other side of the
build,
Rochford
okay.
Road. It's just a little thin sliver that you can't do
But the
anything with.
motion that you made is for the
To
preliminary.
approve the preliminary,
With
Second.
the notation on the
And
front.
Yes.
we have a second. Commissioner Tisdale? Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the preliminary. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, now the final sign.
No.
Okay, yeah, then I can make the motion. And I didn't see it on here, not to say that a lot of times he'll put that on there.
I didn't see the no build on there
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the final
with that.
with that
notation.
notation on that small sliver.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. This is the last one.
Two more. One more. Okay, this is lot 81 revised and lot 82 revised. They're just moving a lot line. We did not require a preliminary on this one because there's no current infrastructure. You just approved the preliminary, but they're literally just turning this. You can see the old lot line. They're just going like this. So they're just moving it a little bit. So I didn't require another preliminary.
Fire plan's already.
Fire plan is
Oh, the
active.
stuff is
I mean,
there.
they're working on it. Yep.
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion?
Yeah, they're just working on the fire plan. They haven't done anything.
They have a
with it.
bond in place on this one. You guys have a bond for it. You guys bonded the fire plan on this, and they're pretty much done with it.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion before us will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Can somebody tell me who made the motion? I didn't catch it.
Brandon.
You were the second.
Did the
Thank you.
2025-7 get pulled?
No, I messed up and didn't get it on your agenda.
Okay.
If you guys want to do it, we would love to, but Randy understood that it might not happen
All right.
because I didn't know if you could.
That completes,
Yeah.
Agenda.
So we talked about it already. He knew. So it'll be on your next agenda. That one will be.
Okay, down to items from the public. These are items that are, it's a time and place for individuals in the body of the audience or online that would like to speak to the board at this time. Generally allow 3 minutes per person. There won't be any discussion as this is not on the agenda. We would ask that you state your name and address for the record. Is there anyone in the body of the audience in the room that would like to speak at this time?
Hello, this is John Dale from Spearfish. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hadn't called on online people yet, John. I'm
Super. Thanks,
asking
Bob. I'll wait.
anyone in the room. Is there anyone in the room again? Seeing none, okay, Mr. Dale, you may introduce yourself and address and go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Dale. I live at 239 West Jackson Boulevard here in Spearfish. I wanted to bring to your attention something wonderful that has happened in our county with respect to my daughter, Casey Dale. She has won the Congressional App Challenge for the 4th time in a row. That's the Congressman Dusty Johnson Congressional App Challenge, 4th year in a row. This is unprecedented. And I would like for everyone in our county to join me in congratulating her and thanking her for her work in bringing honor to not only our home school, but our city and our county. So why is this important to bring to the commission? Well, her work deals with an issue that can help inform the commission on a very important public safety issue. And I'd like to point you to her winning entry now that you might review it and utilize this potentially in future decisions about public safety. That address for your consideration is plainstribune.com/RAWR. So that's plainstribune.com/RAR. And I invite you to review her work. And if you have any questions or follow-up, we're happy to do that. When the dust settled on the 2024 fair, in addition to her work on the Congressional App Challenge, Casey had earned 3 Best of Show ribbons, the award for most food entries, the award for most handicrafts, and the first ever to earn the award for 75 or more prize-winning static exhibits entered in the open class. Out of 87 entries, 67 got first place awards, including the 3 best of shows. 17 got second place, and only 3 of her entries did not place for a prize. Casey earned a total of $346 at last year's fair. We're very proud of her, and you should be proud of her as well. The fair has been instrumental for our homeschool, and I want to just take a moment. I want everybody to take a big breath and think about how important all of the people around the fair are to our community. It also demonstrates our willingness to cooperate with Butte County, and that's a wonderful thing. So I want to recognize all involved with the county fair and say thank you humbly. Thank you for all that you've done for us. This information was in my letter of interest to be on the fair board for this year, and I'd like to thank Mr. Outka for delivering that letter to the commission as promised. Last but not least, thank you to the commission for your consideration this year. And if there's someone who doesn't want to be on the fair board or feels like I might do a better job, I'm happy to step in at any point and fill that role, because we're proud of our fair, we care about our fair, and we're deeply involved in it. Last but not least, I'd like to shout out to first responders, public works people who keep us safe, keep our streets clear, and again, broadcasting from the corner of Canyon and Jackson here in Spearfish, South Dakota. My name is John Dale. Thank you for your time today. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, thank you for your kind comments, and also congratulate your daughter on our behalf. Thank you. Anyone else online that would like to speak at this time?
Randy is his hand up, it looks like. Randy Diver.
Senator Diver, did you want to speak at this time? I'm not seeing anything.
He did, I just took it down.
One more time, is there anyone online that would like to do public comments at this time? Not seeing anything. One more time for our illustrious audience. Anyone in the room want to speak? Okay, we'll close items from the public, and is there anything from the body of the commission that would like to make any comments at this time?
Radio report, somebody want to do that? I think we're falling behind on that the last couple of meetings. I'm gonna be gone all this week, otherwise I would do it.
I called and he didn't call me back, so.
So that's been, because that's what happened to me too.
I think we're probably not that much of an impact on his show.
You want to try it again, Rick? Or
I can.
if you want to give it one more try, and I can do the same next time. Is there anything else to come before the board this morning? Seeing that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.